Can I turn on your radio?
Yes, already.
It's almost showtime.
Who's your favorite talk radio personality?
That's Todd. He's weird.
Monday through Friday.
He's strange.
5 to 7.
Sloppy.
I mean, he sounds perfect.
He's dreamy.
What do you say? Let's get it going.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, you can't see me, can you? Well, that's the magic of radio, baby.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up and rolling on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Tonight on the show, by the way, hope you had a great weekend. It was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. We did a lot of mulching. 20 bags down, another 40 to go. I also dug up some bushes. And the root bulb, I've never done that. I've never dug up a root bulb before, and I did 4 of them, I think. Oh, I felt so accomplished. Anyway, on the show tonight, we got dumb criminals. We've got, an Ohio Olympian arrested. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Also, some science news. Another car into a building over the weekend. We're going to get to that. The first thing I wanted to talk about tonight on the show, kind of a sad story. You've been hearing Ron talk about this this afternoon. This 46-year-old man who was killed on Saturday on Water Valete. He was riding a motorcycle, and he was struck by an SUV. And the story is, if you haven't heard, the driver of the SUV, he was driving a Chevrolet Traverse southbound on Water Valete on a suspended license. Shouldn't have been driving to begin with. But while he was driving, I guess he dropped his phone. Dropped his phone somewhere in the car and was trying to pick it up off the floor. And while he was attempting to do that, he went left of center, and he hit a motorcycle. I think he hit another car too. Didn't he, Ron? I think he hit another car, and then he hit the motorcycle. I think that might be right. Ron's doing something right now, but and hit this motorcyclist, and unfortunately he died. And that's terribly tragic. Terribly tragic. A distracted driver. Yes, he shouldn't have been driving in the first place because he had a suspended license, but a distracted driver nonetheless. Less tragic, but just as, dangerous. Here's this other story I saw. This was up in Toledo. A woman there crashed her car into the overhead rail bridge support beam on a street up in Toledo. Let's see, not that anybody would know this, but North Fairing Boulevard and Brown Avenue. This was Saturday night. Why did she crash her car? How did that end up? She saw a spider inside her car and was trying to get it. I don't know if she was trying to kill it, trying to catch it, trying to make friends with it. I don't know. But again, a distracted driver causes an accident. Now, unfortunately, I mean, it's unfortunate she was injured. Fortunately, nobody else was injured. And, we keep hearing these stories of distracted driving. Whether, it's the cell phone, could be watching videos, they're playing Angry Birds, I don't know. But I'm just curious if we have maybe gotten to the point, or we're getting close to the point, where distracted driving, the penalties for distracted driving should be up there with DUI. Because both, as we saw over the weekend, could be just as deadly. If the driver on Saturday who hit this motorcyclist was drunk, whatever penalties he may face is going to be much greater than just being a distracted driver. But the outcome is the same. And maybe this is too much of a leap. You know, comparing distracted driving with DUI. But in both instances, the driver is making a choice. Now, one might be conscious, the other might be intoxicated, an intoxicated choice, but it's still a choice. And I know this isn't the normal kind of conversations that we have here on this show, but it really struck me over the weekend that lots of times the outcome is the same. Whether it's a property accident or injuries, or in this case, death. But distracted driving is the problem. And whether it's your phone or whether you're drunk, I mean, you're not paying attention to what you're doing. You're not making good choices. So it seems to me like, I pulled up the penalties for distracted driving. First offense in Ohio, first offense in 2 years, 2 points assessed to your driver's license, up to $150 fine. First offense for DUI, license suspension 1 to 3 years, fines between $375 to $1,075, incarceration 3 days to 6 months in jail or a driver intervention program. And then there's other penalties: probation, alcohol and drug treatment. They could install an ignition interlock device on your vehicle. I mean, there's been plenty of people who've been pulled over for DUI that were just barely over the legal limit that, had to deal with these penalties. Distracted drivers aren't dealing with that. They're getting a slap on the wrist. 2 points on your driver's license. If you do it twice in 2 years, you get 3 points. And that fine only goes up to $250. Now, I know, the situation is going to be different. In this situation with this guy, with whoever was driving, they haven't at least publicly named him yet, but he had a suspended license and he killed a guy. So that right there, my sources told me that if they decide to charge him, which I'm guessing that it might be likely, that this becomes a felony because he had a suspended license. Vehicular homicide. So I just wonder if we've gotten to the point where, distracted driving is just as deadly and dangerous as DUI. But nobody ever says that. Nobody talks about it. I've not heard anybody mention that in the news. I don't hear lawmakers talking about it. They've got all these distracted driving rules and, penalties, and that's great. But as we saw on Saturday, whether the guy was drunk driving the car or he just dropped his phone and was trying to pick it up, he killed somebody. So I'm just curious what people think about this. Maybe this is too much of a leap. But you and I know it. You see people on their phone all the time doing what they shouldn't be doing when they're driving. Whether they're sitting at an intersection and the light runs through an entire green cycle because they're not paying attention, right? Or, something else, watching videos. I've seen that before. We've all seen that. Just a little ridiculous, but I don't know. Maybe it's too much. 937-457-1290. The other thing I wanted to mention, I got an email from Dennis.
Shut your trap. It's time for mail call.
Message for you, son.
You should see a fan mail.
You got a message.
I got your letter.
Amazing what you can accomplish by mail.
Congratulations, Skippy. You've got mail.
And I'm curious if anybody may have seen this today. This came from Edgehead Dennis. He sent me a message and said that today around 3:20 in the afternoon, he was driving along I-70. He was between State Route 40 and Hoke Road. And he saw what appeared to be a Rottweiler or a Rottweiler mix that had been, I guess, abandoned and tied up to a barrier cable in the median. Now, I don't know if anybody saw this. And the question is, how did that dog get there? If somebody honestly, pulled their car over, got the dog out, tied the leash or rope or whatever it was, attached to something in the median and then just drove off. And Dennis says that it looked as though someone had tried to, or somebody had pulled over and was trying to get the dog out of the median, but that dog was not interested. wouldn't let the person get close to him. So I'm curious if anybody saw that, and hopefully at this point, I mean, that was around 3:00 in the afternoon. It's now 20 after 5. I hope that somebody called authorities if they couldn't get the dog themselves, and maybe they were able to rescue that Rottweiler or whatever it was, a Rottweiler mix. Again, on I-70 between Route 40 and Hoke Road. So if you happen to catch that or saw it, maybe drove by it, you've got some details. 937-457-1290.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, punk.
Double D.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Yeah, I mean, I know that it may be a leap. It sounds a little crazy, maybe, to compare distracted driving to drunk driving, but is it? I mean, is it really that big of a leap? I mean, I'm not suggesting that, holding your phone while you're driving, while it may be illegal, is as dangerous as, taking 10 shots at the bar and then getting behind the wheel. I'm not suggesting that. But if you drop that phone and then, like this idiot did, tried to pick it up, taking his eye off the road, that to me is just as dangerous as taking those shots and getting behind the wheel. Oh, Chris, you saw somebody. Hal, I don't know. I'm just reporting what was told. Maybe it was 42. I don't know. I don't know. 40, wherever it goes. Between State Route 40 and Hoke Road. That's what the email said. Okay, between. All right. All right. Oh, distracted driving. Dong.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Hey, Ashley, how you doing?
Takes on drug prices. Well, latest at 5:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst at 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. At best, you're an underachiever at a local radio station. Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Call Todd now. 937-457-1290 or message him at the time.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Tomorrow, here on the show, just after 6:30, joining me in the studio will be none other than Cheryl McHenry. Cheryl, of course, a longtime news anchor at Channel 7. Good friend of mine. She's going to be retiring here in a week or two. And she agreed to come on the show for the first time. And what I'm hoping is that she's just going to throw caution to the wind. Because, you know, she's a short timer. She can say whatever she wants. And we'll have some fun. So that's tomorrow night, just after 6:30 here on the show. 937-457-1290. David in Miamisburg. Hey, David, what's going on? Oh, hang on for a second, David. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, I just wanted to discuss the fact that when you're driving and you're distracted, that could be the cause of the accident, but you're hit with a bunch of other charges.
Oh, I understand, but I guess my point is that the
but
first
distracted driving would just be a minor thing. They would add to vehicular driving. They get you for suspended license. That guy's going to be hit with a lot more charges.
No, no.
driving.
I understand that, but my point is that if the offenses are menial, the first offense.
But the average distracted driving is menial. That's what I'm getting at.
Right, and it could. Okay. Hold on. It could end up not being menial. That's my point. And if you get slapped on the wrist, you're not really going to learn anything.
They're not going to hit you with slap on the wrist. They're going to hit you with those other charges.
Not for
it's
just.
It's not going to be a single charge.
You're not. David, you're not hearing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the first offense for distracted driving is 2 points and a fine of $150.
And that guy's not going to be hit with.
I understand that, David. I get that.
There's no reason to increase the charges.
No, what I'm saying is that people aren't going to learn their lesson and not do that by only 2 points and $150 fine.
Well, once again, if you do anything additional because you were distracted, they're going to hit you with those additional charges. You're not going to be. I
understand that.
A minor charge.
I get that. But I'm just making the point, though, that if you are stopped for DUI, right? You're not just going to get a slap on the wrist, but both could end up just as dangerous and just as deadly.
They could, but the potential is higher, much higher, drunk driving than it is distracted. Even though I'm sure every day somebody does something that's distracted driving. Almost every driver, when you go out, you're not paying 100% attention to the road. I'm not saying most people don't pay attention, but I guarantee you, if your mind just drifted off in thought, that's distracted driving. And you cannot penalize someone to the extent that you would like to, just because they might be potentially dangerous.
Okay.
Anytime you get in the car, you're potentially dangerous.
Oh, I got you. I just disagree. I disagree with you, David, but thank you for your call. 937-457-1290. Coming up, we have another car into a building we're going to get to. Plus, this is crazy. Idiot of the week. You heard about the Houston Astros pitcher who death threats because he gave up runs?
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Coming up, folks.
Double D.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Woo! That was fun. Yeah, he wasn't getting it. That's all right. Clinton.
This is a WHIO payroll payout alert.
Thank you, thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Don't hesitate to call.
You call me? You better call me. Damn it, get me a phone.
Call me on my radio.
I'm gonna call you.
You got him on the radio?
You won't make a simple phone call?
What is wrong with you?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Start the car.
You crashed the car. In local news, a spectacular car crash.
Car House car.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Well, we had another car hit a building. It happened over the weekend, Sunday. This was at the Kroger in Springboro. And when I first saw the video that was sent to me, it really did look like Kool-Aid Man just busted right through. But it was a car. This was the Springboro, located on West Central Avenue. And I guess they patched it up with plywood. That would be number 33. Now, some people were asking whether this was 34. I don't think we ever got confirmation on one of the previous ones, whether that one was the 32 or 33. I don't remember. But we're at 33. The official count right now is at 33 for the year. 937-457-1290. Talking about distracted driving. We had a tragedy over the weekend. We had somebody driving an SUV, which, by the way, they shouldn't have been driving. They were on a suspended license. But they were driving nonetheless, and they dropped their cell phone. They dropped it on the floor. And while they were trying to pick it up, they took their eyes off the road, and they went left of center and hit a guy on a motorcycle and killed him. And my question is, and we had a rather heated call a few minutes ago, and that's fine. That's fine from time to time. My feeling is that maybe we've gotten to the point where the penalties for distracted driving should be up there with DUI. And I know that sounds like a leap, but nobody seems to be really learning their lesson. They passed the law, when was it, earlier or late last year or sometime, where you're not supposed to be on your phone. There's some exclusions to the rule. But if you look at the Ohio Department of Transportation, it's pretty clear there what you can and cannot do. And there's very few instances when you should have your phone in your hand. But people still do it. People still watch videos. People still check their social media. You see it all the time. And I just feel like, the first offense, 2 points and $150 fine, not really much. I mean, it's more annoying than anything else. Maybe your insurance will go up a bit. But, distracted driving, that one moment where you drop your phone or you're looking at your YouTube. I mean, somebody on the live stream, and I don't know where this happened, but said that a semi-truck driver killed a man the other day while watching YouTube on his tablet. So, it may not seem like much. I just got my phone, but in a split second, that could change. Let's talk to Dennis and Tip. What's going on, Dennis?
Hi, Todd.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, I'm the one that messaged you about the dog on the highway.
Oh yeah, there was a Rottweiler. You said it was on I-70, and it was tied up to some sort of cable in the median, or what was the story?
Yeah, there's a bit. Yeah, it was. The dog was on a leash, and the leash was tied to that barrier cable that runs down the median.
Okay.
But,
do we know if the dog if anybody ever got the dog? Because I know
I saw on your face on your streaming that Chris said that state troopers, a couple state troopers got it.
Oh, good.
So
good. Well, I wonder if somebody just pulled over and said, you know what, I've had it with this dog, and they just tied it up and left. If they just abandoned it, or if somehow the dog got loose and tangled itself up, or what? I don't.
The leash was knotted on it. So
okay, so somebody tied it.
Somebody tied it, but the way that I saw the person trying to get to the dog. And I wouldn't exactly say the dog was aggressive, but it was definitely standing its ground and barking at him.
Well, probably very scared. Yeah. I mean, it's a Rottweiler, but
I can't see someone catching the dog and tying it and tying it there the way it was toward this other person.
Okay, I got you, Dennis. I appreciate your call. Well, hopefully, I mean, it's good that they got the troopers were able to get that dog off the median and someplace safe. Hopefully, yeah. Let's talk to Elizabeth in Indian Lake. Hey, Elizabeth.
Todd?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a very sad story.
Okay.
10 years ago, Mother's Day, my husband and I lost our very dearest best friends.
Mm-hmm.
We lived near 33. We were sitting out in the yard. We heard this crash, and this semi ran over all of these cars. They happened to be the first car he hit. It was mashed flatter than a pancake. He dropped his cigarette.
Dropped a cigarette.
Was fiddling around in the floor to pick up his package of cigarettes.
Oh, he dropped his cigarette package. Oh, wow. He dropped a pack of cigarettes.
So I agree with you.
Okay, I got you. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. That's awful. That's an awful story. Let's see. James in West Liberty. What's up, James?
Hi, Todd.
Hey.
Love the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I have an opinion on that clown that he's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, he's driving. First of all, I wasn't supposed to be driving anyway, right? He was on suspended license. So
yeah, he's demonstrated that he don't have any respect for the law. He's on a suspended license. He broke the law when he reached for the phone, so he's using a phone.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be allowed in society. If I was a judge, he'd get a life sentence, 50 years, hard labor, and no possibility of parole.
I got you. I appreciate it, James. Thanks for your call. 937-457-1290. Rodney in Kentucky. What's up, Rodney?
Hey, Todd.
Yeah.
I love the show.
Thank you so much.
Listen to you every day.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm a truck driver. I agree with the guy that he was just talking, because for one thing, drunk drivers are at least trying to drive. People with these cell phones, I see it every day. They're not even trying to drive. They're playing on their phone.
Yeah, I see that. I see that quite often. And I often wonder, it's like, well, what are they watching? Did they miss an episode of their favorite show? Or what are they watching? What are they doing? Because you can tell they're not. Look, here's the thing. If they're talking to somebody, well, I still think that that's dangerous, and the law says that you're not supposed to be doing that. You're at least talking to somebody, but lots of times you see these people, they're driving, they got one hand on the wheel, usually their left hand, and then they got their right hand, and it's a foot from their face, and it's just like, and you can see it. You can actually see it, They glance up at the road, and they glance back at their phone. Then they glance up at the road, glance back at their phone. They're watching something. They're watching a show.
I just passed a lady on 675 steering with her knee. Had one hand on a bag of chips and the other hand texting.
Wow.
675.
I appreciate your call, Ron. Oh, you said you're a trucker, so.
Thank you, Todd.
There you go. Have a good one. We have an idiot of the week.
You are a stupid idiot!
Comes from upbringing. Parents are probably idiots too.
Idiot! Imbecile pig!
Wake up, idiot! Silly dilly dilly, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's true.
Well, I saw this story this morning. This Houston Astros pitcher, Lance McCullers. I'd never heard of him before, but he pitches for the Stros, and I guess the last time he pitched was in 2022 in the World Series. He had some sort of injury. He's been battling to get back. And Saturday he pitched against the Reds, and it was only his second start since returning to the majors after dealing with all of his injuries. Well, unfortunately for McCullers, he got lit up in the first inning of the Saturday night's 13-9 loss to the Reds. In the first inning, this guy gave up, let's see, where does it say? It says in the Reds' 10-run first inning, he allowed a 3-run homer and RBI hits by multiple players and was removed after only getting 1 out. That is debilitating to anybody, whatever level of pitcher, whether it's little league or major league. To get lit up like that, that's disastrous. The last thing that anybody needs after that is to receive death threats. And apparently, not only did the pitcher receive death threats, some of these threats were targeted at his wife and 2 kids because he gave up 10 runs. So I just have to say, it's like anybody who would make a death threat. Well, anybody who makes death threats, you're an idiot for sure. But a major league pitcher going after not just he, but his wife and kids. Well, I hope they figure out who did this. I mean, I'm sure they will, but man, what a couple of idiots for sure.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, punk.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Hey, Carter, how you doing? I got your picture, or I responded the floors. I was gonna actually give you a shout out here in a minute. That's so funny that you popped on the live stream. That's awesome. People are probably, what is he talking about? Yeah, they look great. I'll get to it here in a minute. I'm going to talk about it. Excuse me. Ooh, silent squirrels on the TikTok. Heather, I agree with you. I mean, I have Bluetooth and everything goes through the Bluetooth or goes through the, the speaker system or whatever. And I never have to touch my phone. If I'm listening to Spotify, I can change the song. I just hit, my Siri and wow.
Visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
A bit more clarity from Ticketmaster. We'll have the latest at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
From a psychological standpoint, the radio station represents a link to normalcy.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. I need to give a shout out to an edgehead by the name of Carter. He was in the station over the weekend. Now, why would Carter be in the station? Well, he owns a company called Transformations Plus, and he came in and they redid the floors in all of the radio studios, which, by the way, hadn't been cleaned, washed, polished, scrubbed since probably the Nixon administration. I mean, that's how bad they were. But now they look fabulous. And if I had had floors like this when I was in school growing up, I would have been a much better breakdancer. These things are sweet. They look good and they're slick and they're just fabulous. So thank you, Carter, for that. Did a awesome job. Coming up, we've got an update on that. Remember that dachshund that was loose on the Kangaroo Island? We got an update on that. Yet another one. We've got dumb criminals, some science news, and a Florida man. It's all coming up after the news.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Of course, Carter, these floors look amazing. Yeah, they look great. Oh yeah, Ulrich, we talked about the meth raccoon last week. I think we talked about the meth raccoon maybe 3 or 4 times. Yeah, that's a great story. Thank you for sending me that. Oh, Captain Scurvy. Okay. Oh. Ulrich, don't remember right offhand. If you go back and you look at the podcasts, wherever you might be listening to them, there is a description of each show and some of the things that I follow. And I know I mentioned it in the rundown, or whatever it is, but the what's covered. So you might check there. I don't remember. I think we had a follow-up on Wednesday when I was at my remote. So maybe Monday.
This is a WHIO payroll payout alert.
Thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Have you ever heard of this guy?
It's Todd. It's Todd, honey.
He's funny.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7 on the radio.
You can tell she likes Todd for Todd. When you're not real character, that one.
Todd, let's do this.
Get the show started.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Hey, who wants to have some fun? I do. Now, you just saying you want to have fun, or do you really want to have fun?
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Coming up, we've got some dumb criminals. We got an Ohio man. We got somebody who was arrested for a lightsaber attack. Oh my. Plus some science news. We've been having a string of earthquakes here in Ohio. It's a little disconcerting, but we'll talk about that. And your calls, 937-457-1290. I've got a update on Valerie the dachshund. Remember Valerie? She's the dog that got lost on Kangaroo Island. This happened, about a year and a half ago. This dog was got loose on a camping trip. His parents couldn't find him, and they had to leave. They left him there on the island. And after 540 days, they were finally able to capture him. They've been like 5,000 volunteers looking for this dog. We talked about this, first we talked about that he was lost. Then we mentioned, I think it was last week or maybe the week before, that he'd finally been caught after 540 days. Well, over the weekend, I guess they were, the parents were reunited with Valerie. And there was some question, is Valerie going to remember us? It's been like a year and a half. Maybe she's gone completely feral. Well, no, everything is okay. When they spotted her and Valerie saw her parents, she was wagging her tail and she was excited. So that's good, because you wonder about that. A dog spends a year and a half out in the wild. When it comes back, it's not going to be the same dog, but apparently they're on the right track. Valerie was wagging her tail, so that's good. That's good. Now they just have to get her back to their home in, New Zealand, and we'll see how Valerie deals with her siblings. Which brings me to an interesting question. How do you refer to your dogs or cats? Are they your pets or are they your kids? I saw this the survey today. Half of Gen Z considers themselves mom and dad to their pets. That compared to baby boomers and Gen Xers, who mostly see their fur babies as their companions or just their pets. They don't think of them in terms of well, these are my kids. I'd be curious the way you look at your pets. I mean, we all love them, right? We all love them, want to take care of them, or want the best for them and the whole deal. But, do you put them up on the same level as as maybe your kids, if you had kids or whatever? Because over the weekend, it was Mother's Day, and I hope all you moms had a great Mother's Day out there. I saw my mom, and I got my wife a Mother's Day card. Now, my wife and I do not have children of our own. She was and is a stepmother to my child, but I gave her a Mother's Day card, and I told her, I said, I love our little family. And when I think of our family, I think of Mary, and I think of Lily, and I think of Luna. Our little household right there. That's what I love. And we both treat them with the kind of care and love that I think we would treat children. And maybe I could say that because we don't have kids together, and that's what we have. We've got the dogs, but I bet a lot of people are that way. So I'd just be curious if you think of your pets as pets, or are they your furry children? I guess. 937-457-1290. Let's talk to Troy in Centerville. Hey, Troy.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, pretty good. Hey, the cars in the buildings. I had a lady at work tell me today a car ran into her house in Huber Heights Sunday morning.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know how you
got
that reported.
Right. So Troy, this is an interesting question, because the way we do this is a lot of the incidents that we report end up in the news, right? They end up on Channel 7, or they end up in the paper or whatever. And that's how we know about them. However, from time to time, we do get reports that are sort of self-reported like you. And all that we ask is that if there's some sort of picture that we can see that will confirm it. There doesn't need to be a police report or a fire report or anything like that. But if I see proof that, a car crashed into a house or a garage or whatever it might be, I got one of those over the weekend. Somebody sent me a picture and said, look, a BMW crashed into our neighbor's garage. And I'm still trying to get information on that. So that could end up on our list. But I need some details. Like, I need to know where, and we won't broadcast that necessarily. I'll just say, hey, what'd you say, Huber? Was it Huber?
Yeah, Huber Heights.
Yeah, just say this happened in Huber Heights over the weekend. Here's the picture. A car hit the house, blah, 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 blah. There it is.
Okay, how do I get that to you? Because she does have pictures.
Oh, send it to my email. It's Evening Edge Todd. It's just one word, but it's eveningedgetodd@gmail.com.
Okay, yeah, I guess at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no!
Somebody hit her garage Sunday morning. She didn't even know they hit it. I guess they left and came back. And
well, at least they came back and owned up to it, so that's good.
Yeah. I guess the guy was teaching his daughter how to drive 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's weird. That's really weird. That's a weird time to teach your kid to drive.
Yeah. And like I said, she apparently was from Jamaica or something, and she made too hard of a left in the driveway and just ran right into the house.
Yeah, I got you. All right.
I'll get that info over to you, buddy.
I appreciate it, Troy. Thank you. Have a good one. See, that's perfect. And that's fine. Like I said, I mean, I will take self-reporting anytime. Right? If you're willing to admit that either you or somebody hit your house or you hit your own house, and you've got some photographic proof, and you provide me with sort of a location, you don't have to be exact. We had that a couple of weeks ago. Somebody sent me some pictures and said, hey, my neighbor's house got clipped, took out their air conditioning. And I said, it happened here in this town. I think it was Germantown. But I don't need all the particulars. I see the photographic proof. I don't want to embarrass anybody too much, with that. We got an Ohio man to talk about.
He's Ohio man, causing chaos is his plan. Breaking all the laws, on the run from dusk to dawn.
Well, that's an excellent point from the live stream. Carter says not many people on the road at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I guess that's true. Maybe that's why they went out that earlier. But still, teaching somebody to drive at 5 a.m. in the morning seems very early to me. This Ohio man may be familiar to you. His name is Kyle Snyder. Kyle Snyder is a former Ohio State wrestler and won an Olympic gold in 2016 and a silver in 2020. He is an Ohio Olympian. And why is Kyle back in the news? No, he didn't pin anybody. Kyle was one of 17 men arrested during a human trafficking sting in Ohio. This happened in Columbus on May 9th. Snyder apparently responded to an online ad, arranged a meeting at a hotel, and arrived about 20 minutes later. There he met someone. I'm not going to speculate as to whether it was a male, female, or a male or female undercover officer. It does not say. But it does say that he paid an undercover officer and requested a sexual act, which led to his arrest for engaging in prostitution. But he was released at the scene, and he'll have to go to court next week. But he's a decorated wrestler, wrestled at Ohio State, and won a couple of Olympic medals. That is crazy. Yeah, that's your Ohio man. Let's see, what does it say? He won Olympic gold in 2016, silver in 2020, and secured multiple NCAA and world championships. Wow. Busted in the creepy way. Bruce in Springfield. Hey, Bruce.
Hey.
What's happening, man?
Not much. You're just talking about cars running into houses. I thought I'd just tell you a real quick one. Have you ever heard of a car hitting the building from the inside out?
Well, I mean, I guess I can imagine a car being inside a garage and somebody thinks that the garage is open and it's not, or instead of putting the car in reverse, they put it in drive and hit the gas. So I can imagine that happening, but
this is what happened. I did a brake job on my buddy's car, and he was with me, and we were in a hurry, and we were doing it inside my dad's automotive repair shop.
Yeah.
And when you do a brake job, you have to pump up the brakes before you drive.
Right.
Because you don't have any brakes.
Right. Yeah.
So he jumped in and went to go back up, and he was like, I can't stop. So instead of letting him back on out at 5 or 10 miles an hour and hitting the customer's cars, I just threw the overhead garage door down. So he hit the garage door, and that stopped it from hitting the customer's car, but he tore up the garage door.
But Bruce, I'll tell you what, man, that was quick thinking on your part.
Yeah, well,
I
think that was the better choice.
Yeah, much easier to replace a garage door than somebody else's vehicle.
Right.
You know. All right. Well, that would have counted, though. I mean, if that had happened yesterday and you sent me some pictures, we would have counted it.
Yeah, well, I don't have any pictures of it.
That's all right.
The ones in my head.
I got you. All right, Bruce. I appreciate your call, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
There you go. Yeah, that would have counted too. I'm all about the self-reporting. Remember a year or so ago, Mary, my wife, she hit our house. Now, she didn't really hit the house. She backed out, and her side view mirror hit the frame of the garage. Yeah, not a huge deal, but we counted it.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
All right, we got some paper wads. Somebody wants to keep count. Great. If not, one. Oh, that one missed. Oh, that one missed too. That went in for 2 for 2 or 2 for 4. That went in. 3 out of 5. Oh, that one missed completely. So 3 out of 6. Oh, that one missed too. What is that? 3 out of 7 now? Jeez. Oh, that went in. 4 out of 8. 5 out of 9. Where is that? Oh, yeah, here's the magnet. There's the magnet. Thank you, Carter. That is true. You ain't gonna win any championships playing 500 ball, but at least you're in the run, in the field. Thanks, Dennis. Well, hopefully I won't get any death threats. Nope, Caroline, I'm going to get to it here at some point. Do 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 do. Carolina, I'm going to go for a little bit. I'm not going to be there for the whole thing. I'll probably stop by for an hour or so. Mary won't be there. Keep waiting, Captain.
A Troy doctor avoids jail for having homemade bombs. Well, the latest at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
And now for our devoted listeners, back to the show.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Tomorrow night, just after 6:30, I'm going to have Cheryl McHenry here on the show. Legendary News Center 7 anchor. She's retiring here in a week or so, and she said, hey, I'll come on your show one last time. Well, the first time. She's never been on before, but she is a fan of the show, so she's going to be here tomorrow night just after 6:30. Speaking of media personalities, I know I've mentioned on the show, I was nominated for Best Media Personality in Dayton. Thank you for that nomination. You can vote on this until the end of the week for the Dayton Daily News Best of Dayton. Last year, I finished third. I'd be happy with third. Yeah, that's whatever. It's just nice to be recognized. But more importantly, if you go to my Facebook and you find the link for Best of Dayton, you can click on it, and you can vote every day. By the way, you can vote every day once. Please vote for Bucky Beaver. He is up for Best High School Mascot, my alma mater. I would like Bucky Beaver to win this year. Last year, he finished second to Centerville Oaks. This year, I'd like Bucky to bring home the win. So you can find that on my Facebook. We have some dumb criminals.
You were saying that I was too dumb to be a criminal. Criminals? Dumb, stupid, dumb. Look how dumb they are. How dumb can you be?
Dumb. We're criminals.
It's funny how dumb you are.
I love this. This happened down in Gulfport, Mississippi. A woman allegedly robbed a Dollar General with a firearm. Police say the 34-year-old woman entered the store and demanded money. Police were there. Well, let me back up. While she was demanding money, she got into a fight with an employee before she left the scene with an undisclosed amount of cash. And of course, the employee called the police. The woman fled. But while the police were there investigating the crime, the suspect apparently returned to the store because she forgot her cell phone. So this woman robs a store, makes away with cash, but dropped her cell phone in the process and thought, I really should go back and get that. So she went back and she was arrested.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
Double D.
Double L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
That's 937-936-0325. You won't regret it. When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like
Hey, Gary, how you doing? Hey, Holly, how are you? Rainy day. Ugh. Weekend was much better. Rainy and gray and bleh.
Never miss out on great candidates. This is a WHIO payroll payout alert.
Thank you, thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right?
The problems of the world are not in my department.
Now, who would like a cookie?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Joey Chestnut! Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I heard this morning on Miami Valley's Morning News with Larry Hanskin, competitive eater Joey Chestnut, I guess was in Knoxville, Tennessee. Don't know when this happened. If it was over the weekend or last week. But apparently he was there for the Ultimate Bologna Showdown. I like bologna. I really like bologna. But Joey Chestnut consumed 15.75 pounds of bologna in 8 minutes. That is something. But I didn't see video of this, so I have no idea if he did this, like if these were slices of bologna, or if they gave him like a log of bologna and a, knife and fork, and he just went to town. That's a lot of bologna, but he did it, and he set a new world record for eating 15 3/4 pounds of bologna in 8 minutes. Way to go. Way to go, Joey. We got some breaking the law news here. This is breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law. Yeah, those are lightsabers. Epic battle. 25-year-old Nebraska man has been jailed on 2 felony assault charges after he attacked a female neighbor and her daughter with a Star Wars lightsaber. Ian, my producer, just like shrugs his shoulder. Well, okay. The incident occurred in Auburn, Nebraska. We need more of that, I think. That's it. The guy was outside. The girl was outside playing, and for some reason, he just hit her. When mom confronted this lightsaber loser, he allegedly responded with profanity, then charged at her, wielding the lightsaber, and struck her on the arm and shoulder. Witnesses confirmed seeing the suspect hit them both. Yeah, one more time. With the metal and plastic lightsaber, which caused some injury. Suspect admitted to the assault during police questioning, describing it as, quote, unacceptable behavior and offered an apology. I'm sorry I hit you with my lightsaber. He also expressed anger towards the victims, blaming them for his rent issues. I bet he spent too much money on Star Wars crap instead of paying his rent. That's my guess. The lightsaber was confiscated as evidence, and he's being held on $50,000 bond and has to go to court on June 3rd. I'm trying to remember if that's the first lightsaber related crime that we've had on the show. I feel like there might have been another one. I can't remember. It would have been a while, a couple of years for sure. We've got some science news to talk
Consider
about.
the following: miscellaneous and wondrous things.
You see, it's a matter of science, lad. Come here, I'll show you.
Brilliant.
Blah, blah, blah. Science, science, science.
How can scientific truth be heresy?
What did the great man of science have to say today?
Well, last night in Northeast Ohio, we wouldn't have felt it here, but there was a earthquake. There was a 2.5 magnitude earthquake last night around 10:50 in Ashtabula County. That's not enough that you're really going to feel it too much unless you're pretty close to it. I mean, the northeastern part of Ohio and that surrounding area probably felt a little bit of shaking, but we're not going to feel anything like that here. However, since the end of April, and I think it was like April 26th, I saw the story somewhere, might have been WHIO.com, that the state of Ohio has had like 6 or 7 mini quakes in just a couple of weeks, which is, I guess, disconcerting. You know, I mean, I've mentioned this before. I took geology in high school, so I knew a little bit about earthquakes. I'm no expert, but I studied, I went to class, I did my homework. And the thing is that last year in the state of Ohio, we had 130 earthquakes for the entire year, 130 detectable earthquakes for the entire year. As of today, we've had 100, more than 100. I forget what the number was. I looked at it before. I want to say it's like 112 or something like that, 13. Which makes you wonder, it's like, what's going on? What is happening? The quake last night, according to the USGS, said the depth was about 3.1 miles, and individuals near the area reported a weak or light shaking in areas like Ashtabula and Paynesville, which are areas both about 13 miles away from the epicenter. So it's just been kind of interesting. We've had a number of quakes. Ian, you seem to have a comment.
No, I was just going to say that all it is just the news just keeps reporting on me going to the bathroom. Like, it's just I'll be here all week.
That was sympathy right there. After 53 years stuck in space, a Soviet spacecraft designed to land on Venus has finally crashed back to Earth. We talked about this last week. It was the Cosmos 482 probe. It was a relic from the very first space race, I guess, that crashed harmlessly into the Indian Ocean just west of Jakarta, Indonesia, over the weekend, I think Saturday morning. No damage or injuries have been reported. It remains unclear whether the lander reached the ocean in one piece. This was one of these spacecrafts that were launched back in 1972. It was supposed to go to Venus, and something went wrong with it during the launch, and it ended up stuck in space. And then a number of years later, like early 80s, the part of the ship, I guess maybe the booster, came back to Earth, and then that left this spacecraft just sort of orbiting for the last 50 plus years. Well, finally, it crashed. It entered the atmosphere, and of course, they didn't know where it was going to land. It could land anywhere. Could land in an ocean, which it did, or it could land on your head, I guess. But it landed in the Indian Ocean. And then lastly, this is kind of interesting. A massive undersea volcano called the Axel Seamont off the Oregon coast is showing signs of an imminent eruption, which is with increased earthquake activity. This is a hotspot beneath the Juan de Fuca ridge. That last erupted in 2015. It released magma, and scientists are concerned that it could erupt again. They say it could happen at any moment, maybe tomorrow. They love scaring you like that. Or early 2026. And they plan to live stream it since the volcano's eruptions are typically mild and underwater. So that's kind of interesting. I saw video of that. It is interesting. I love that sort of thing. Past eruptions have coincided with certain times of the year, possibly influenced by lunar gravity and ocean tides, which affect pressure on the volcano's magma chamber. While unlikely to harm marine life or humans, the eruption will be a rare opportunity to see scientists to observe underwater volcanic activity firsthand. See, lots of science news tonight. I love this stuff. This is kind of like science, I guess. UFOs. I think we have some.
I'm not saying it's space aliens, right? But it goes without saying it's space aliens.
Well, everybody knows the stories of New Mexico, Roswell, New Mexico, and the UFO there that crashed and was brought here to Dayton. And Area 51 in Nevada, which is the big hiding place for all the UFOs that the government has. At least that's the legend. The National UFO Reporting Center says that the state with the most sightings is California. They've had 16,500 reports as of April 25th, 2025. The Stacker website, this is why I bring this up, compiled a ranking of cities in Ohio with the most UFO sightings. We are in the top 5. The city of Dayton. These are data reports from back to 1995. Number 10, Garrettsville, Ohio. Number 9, Cambridge, Ohio. Number 8, Youngstown. Number 7, Canton. Number 6, Akron. Number 5, Dayton. Number 4, Toledo. Our arch nemesis, Toledo. Number 3, Cleveland. Number 2, Cincinnati. And number 1, Columbus. So, hey, we're in the top 5 for UFO sightings. You know, and I was talking to folks at the big UFO conference that's going to be happening in Fairborn on Saturday, June 7th. I was talking to David. He's, by the way, he's going to be David McWhorter. He's one of the organizers. He's going to be on the show this Thursday, the 6 o'clock hour, to talk about the big UFO conference. But I was telling him that I believe that Dayton, and in particular Fairborn, really could become the Roswell of the Midwest. And here's why. Because if you know anything about the UFO lore of the Roswell incident that happened back in the 40s, I think it was like, 43, something like that, 42, 43. The UFO crashed there, and then they brought it to Wright-Patt here at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base there in Fairborn, right? Almost every other time that there's been a reported UFO crash that anything has been recovered from, and I don't know how many that's been, but it's always been brought back to Wright-Patt. And not to mention that Project Blue Book, which was an actual government agency that investigated UFO crashes and UFO phenomenon and all these reports, was based at Wright-Patt. So I actually think that the key to the whole UFO thing is at Wright-Patt and Fairborn. It's not Roswell. And I made this comparison when you think about it, and people around here will get this. This argument between North Carolina and Dayton over the Wright brothers. They take credit for inventing flight. Baloney. They had the wind and they had the sand. That's what North Carolina had. We had the geniuses that did it. So what I'm saying is Roswell's been getting all this glory for all these years, but it really should be Dayton. And it really should be Fairborn in particular, not Roswell. I mean, the UFO crashed there in a desert. Then they brought it here where all the brains were to try to figure it out. Yes, Ian, you're not going to make another joke, are
no,
you?
I was actually going to, I'll make it quick because I know we got to go to a break here soon. Have you ever heard of Hangar 18?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't see you talk about it, so I didn't know if you noticed.
Oh, it's on the Evening Edge
Oh, is it?
Alien poster. What's
Okay,
in that
yeah.
hangar? Yeah,
I was gonna
hangar
say,
18.
I think that's why it's so important to the area.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
actually, cool little tidbit about Hangar 18. It was actually a map in one of the old Call of Duty games.
Ooh, wow.
It's actually pretty cool.
So, but that's what I'm saying is that all roads lead to Dayton when it comes
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
aviation and aliens. 100%.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Spell it out, punk.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
All right, we got last set of paper wads. That went in. That went in. Oh, that one did not go in. Oh no, Kelly, Liam's not feeling good. I'll tell him I wish him the best. Hope he feels better. Man, oh man, oh man. Nope, Susan, she's going to be on tomorrow night, Tuesday.
Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
More rain comes to the Miami Valley tomorrow. We'll have more at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst at 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
You ain't gonna want to miss this.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Well, you know, we talk about cars crashing into buildings all the time, and people have asked me, well, is this a problem that just Dayton has? Well, no, it happens all over the place. We don't know if it maybe happens here more locally than it does in other places, but, you know, other cities are not immune to this. For example, Friday afternoon, a garbage truck, is it a garbage truck? Dump truck plowed into the Whiskey A Go-Go in Hollywood. This is a big venue where bands play, and 5 other cars were involved. Apparently what happened, this is real. The dump truck was at a construction site. The brakes went out and started rolling down the hill. It hit a number of cars in its path, and it ended up smacking the back of the Whiskey A Go-Go. Now, what's really weird about this is that the band that was scheduled to play that night was a band by the name of Boy Hits Car. So that's a bit ironic, I guess. Coincidence? So anyway, there you go. It happens everywhere. That's the show. I'll be back tomorrow night. And don't forget, Cheryl McHenry from News Center 7. She's going to be here just after 6:30. She's going to get done with the 90, and she's going to run down here to the studio. So join us for that. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow here on the Evening Edge.
That's it. I'm pulling plug.
You know what? I'm done.
Well, is that it? Is that all?
Oh, that was fun.
Show's over, ladies. Not bad, huh?
Will you get an A for effort?
Good night, sweet prince.
Peace out, player.
See you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.